Hey everybody, what's going on? I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week of September 24th through the 30th. And I am a Niner fan, if you hadn't figured that out yet, and they're playing tonight. So I'm recording this actually on Thursday. So Thursday night football. And I know a lot of you aren't Niner fans, but if you are, go Niners. I had to wear my garb for today. So this is how I look every Sunday when they play anyways during the season. Okay, enough of football. We all have to have something we're passionate about, right? Hopefully you are finding that. And real quick, before I jump into the theme of the week, as well as the energy and the astrological pieces of it, a shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing these videos. If there's something here that resonates with you, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Catch me at jamiedawn.com, one to listen. And of course, I always am here on YouTube with you. So another thing, thank you so much for those of you who are supporting my son-in-law's business called Throne. He's got some apparel wear there, and so appreciate it. My podcast that I do with my daughter, Tatiana, is actually, we just recorded an episode this week, and should be out in circulations shortly. And I'm wearing a tank top that I got from Talbot's site. So if you feel called to support that work, that would be lovely. And also for those of you inquiring, as of right now, today is the 21st. And we have the equinox coming up this weekend, which if you watch my previous video, I talked a little bit about that. I'll talk about it here too. But for those of you who are tracking, no, I do not have a grandson born yet. He's still cooking. He's still in the percolator. But as soon as he is born, I will let you guys know. So thanks for asking and supporting and celebrating. I know mom and dad for him are ready. So that's exciting. So let's talk about this coming week, because it's a full moon week. And I'm feeling that my grandson will come at the beginning of the week, because all this energy is building into this full moon where we get all kinds of revelations, enlightenment, releasing, letting go, so that we can start something new. And this is a full moon in Aries, so it's bookmarking the new moon that we had in Aries back 6 months ago, right? So we're looking at the end of March and we're going, okay, here we are. We've got a new moon in Aries. We planted seeds about how we can exert our own independence, or how we can be more entrepreneur in our lives, or the things that maybe we want to show that we are passionate about. Well, here comes a culmination, or some things that are coming to fruition here for that intention, those intentions that we set 6 months ago. Doesn't mean something necessarily ends from 6 months ago. It could be that it's like think of nature, right? It's a seed, an intention that we planted. Well, now maybe we're starting to bear some fruit. Maybe we're just getting the little shoot out of the ground. Never know. But we also have the sun in Libra. So this is why we have a full moon in Aries, because the moon is standing opposite the sun in Libra. So our attention now tends to be more on relationships, fairness, balance, harmony, things like that. All these Libran qualities. We're the great diplomat. We may be inspired to find peace in the middle of conflict. Because one thing we have to keep in mind, Libra, even though Libra is the peacemaker, what are you making peace about? It has to be conflict, right? And Aries is courageous, gives us courage and confidence, and does have a tendency to create conflict by the impulsivity that Aries can have. And so here we're going, wait a minute, there has been some things out of balance, some things out of whack, or I've compromised too much in my relationships that I need to reset. The other thing I want to point out about this full moon, and the pin on the map is the full moon is on Friday at 3 in the morning here on the West Coast. So it's happening late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So we're going to be feeling these effects all week. And the thing I want to point out is it's not in close enough of a conjunction or a canoodling to the north and south node to make it a true eclipse. So our first series of eclipses are going to start in Aries Libra, are starting October 14th. Of course, I'll talk more about that, but we're already feeling some of the effects of that eclipse that's coming in October, which is a new moon eclipse. So because eclipses are like new or full moons on steroids, which we tend to feel them weeks or even months in or before or after. So this particular full moon still has a big bit of an impact on us as we are navigating the week. And we're looking at, do my relationships still serve me? Can I still exert myself and be independent inside of these relationships? Or where do I need to create more peace? Maybe I've been too combative. Maybe I've been too nitpicky, if you will, right? Because Libra comes right after Virgo. Virgo has a tendency to get critical. Where have I been too critical here? I want peace in my life. Maybe I can let some things go that I used to hold on to that were, maybe it's not a hill to die on. Yeah. And with the full moon here in Aries, we have the courage to speak truth. We have the courage to do things that maybe we've held ourselves back because we were trying to accommodate, to be too accommodating in these relationships. So as we kick off the week on Sunday, we've got Mars in Libra also, but it's going to be opposing Chiron in Aries. And then we've also got Mercury, which is now direct, making a trine to Jupiter, which is retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So Mercury's still in Virgo. Mars is making this opposition to Chiron, and Mercury and Jupiter are trine, which is a harmonious aspect. But keep in mind that harmonious aspects don't always mean good. This isn't good or bad. It just means it's easier. Yeah. So here's Mercury in the sign of Virgo, which says, does this still serve me? How may I serve? Or I'm thinking about all kinds of ways to make useful information appropriate. How do I bring that into some form of reality? Does it really apply to me? Does it really work? Well, Mars standing opposite Chiron can bring in opportunities to soothe some old wounds through direct communication. So as we're communicating, maybe inside of ourselves, we're having this inner dialogue going, I created a narrative that just isn't true. Maybe I can let this go and create a new narrative. And also, I might get really passionate about finding a win-win situation here. And I'm going to put these steps into place. So Sunday leading into Monday, those are some of the things we're going to start looking at. It's like, wait a minute, who told me that story? I did. Okay, let me rewrite it, right? One of the other practices I love to do at new and full moons is I like to reevaluate the contracts. And I air quoted that because we make these vows or these statements to ourselves, or we do these soul contracts with others. And I like to rewrite them or reevaluate them at new and full moons to say, does this still serve in the way in which we're interacting with each other? Maybe I need to rewrite that contract so that I can have a better, healthier relationship moving forward. Monday, leading all the way to this full moon, there's going to probably have some really good, lighthearted, friendly feeling as the moon is transiting through the sign of Aquarius and Pisces before it gets to Aries. So there's this friendliness, this lightness that comes in where we're looking for ways to engage in our relationships, because it's going to when the moon is in Aquarius, it'll make a sextile briefly to Mars. And it gives us this courage, if you will, or this passion to be able to go, you know what, I just want to have some fun here. Let's just celebrate the wins in our lives. I want to do appreciation. One of the things about relationship that is key and crucial that we often forget, it's easy for us to remember the negative. It's easy for us to go back to the wounding or what was said or not said or done or not done and regurgitate it to ourselves, get angry, pissed off, whatever about it. And little do we stop and appreciate the person in our life. This isn't just romantic, it could be professional as well. And if one of the challenges that I will have for myself leading up to this full moon and into the eclipse is to list all of the things I'm appreciating about all the various relationships in my life. So it might be that there's a particular relationship business-wise that I have, and I can look at all the reasons why I don't like it, or but I'm choosing, and this is always the thing, we have a choice. I'm choosing to go into appreciation. It allows me to connect with others. It allows me, I really appreciate the platform. I really appreciate the connection. I really, whatever it might be. Also, individuals, right? Being able to show that appreciation. This is a perfect time to do it leading up to this full moon, because what that also can do is it can help us suss out what may be toxic that we need to let go of. And it may be that we're too focused on the negative, or that we can't find true appreciation. Maybe we're making excuses. Maybe we're covering something up that we really need to face. And then this can help us reveal, what, maybe that relationship isn't healthy. Maybe I do need to let that one go. The other thing we're going to be looking at is we want to exert our independence, but we also need to include others. We're at a time in our lives now where inclusion, community is so important. And it's important for us as human beings because we need to know that we belong. That feeling of belonging adds value and adds life to us, right? So being part of something bigger than ourselves, knowing that we have a positive impact on that community, that social circle, whatever it might be, that's something else that we're going to be looking at. So we may be letting go of certain social circles that are draining our energy, that aren't bringing out the best in us, and finding new ways in which we can exert our time, money, energy, whatever we value. And the other thing about this full moon, the Thursday, Friday into the weekend, our creativity can be at an all-time high. We may find our warrior or warrioress coming out where we're fighting for a cause, or we're standing up for ourselves in a way that maybe we didn't before. This is a great time for building confidence. So if you have felt like you're a little bit wavering in the confidence level, this is a good time for you to have that and to reinforce it. Confidence is similar to trust. The more we trust, the more confident we can be. It takes time, it takes testing, it takes practice. So we may find ourselves practicing, having those courageous conversations, asking the tough questions, taking some really powerful action and seeing how it lands, and building our confidence and going, even if the outcome wasn't what I thought I wanted, or it wasn't what I wanted, at least I can celebrate the fact that I had that conversation, or I asked those questions. I had the courage and confidence to do it, right? Because I'll leave you guys with this. One of the things that often sabotages us as we're moving through these energies is we get really attached to the outcome. And it's like, well, I had that conversation, I asked for that promotion, I shared all the reasons why I'm valued, or I spoke to my partner about a behavior and they totally went off the rails on me, or they rejected me, or whatever it might be. And so we have these conversations and then we don't get the outcome, and we think we go into well, I'll never do that again, or I suck, or whatever. And we negate the fact, we forget that just having that conversation or taking that courageous action is enough. That's it. That's the beauty of it. It's a tool for greater awareness, a tool for awakening, and a tool for deepening the connection with oneself. And for me, it's all about the evolution, and I love it. So I'll leave that. Anyways, I feel one more thought and intuition is that relationships this week will have some intensity to them, in the sense of, if it's strong, it deepens. If it's strong, it comes on even stronger. If it's weak, if it's got cracks, if it has been failing for a while, then this week into the next couple of weeks, you will let it go. We will let it go, whatever that might be. All right, I'm here to support however I can. Thank you so much for subscribing, sharing, commenting, and I am looking forward to connecting with you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week.